What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the NuSupply Dr. McCoy, or their version of a Legend scale or MP scale Robodoctor or doc that worked on the Omega Supreme and the Transformers G1 cartoon. So I'm actually pretty excited to look at this because it is their first fully, standalone figure. Up until now, we've looked at, the blast effects, some of their diorama pieces, just effects or parts that enhanced other figures. It's basically a standalone figure on its own. So I just thought that was really cool that you can now get a fully built figure. It is, of course, 3D printed. There's a couple options here. So the first option is you want Legend scale or MP scale. And the second option is, do you want to build it and paint it yourself, or do you want the pre-built and painted model? So I'm going to be looking at both. It does come, if you get the DIY kit, it comes like this on runners, and you can cut the parts off. So here's kind of like the weapons and the face. Here's the arms and the legs. And then here's the torso and the hands and the feet and the chest part. So you can cut these off the runners and then assemble them. Preferably you paint it first and then assemble it. But I'm going to actually show you how this goes together. So I'm going to get these cut off the runners. I just want to show you how it comes before I do that. But so those are the four options that are available. Let's start with the DIY kit and then work our way up to these guys here. All right, so here are all the parts. I cut them away. I do recommend using a snipper like this and maybe an X-Acto, or a tool like this, a small needle nose plier, to pull off all of the little pieces, because you do have some of these from the runner kind of left over. So you want to snip all those off so it's nice clean edges. The only one I would be careful with is there's one piece that has actual ridges on it, or actual bumps. So you want to make sure you don't cut off these tabs, because you need those tabs to attach it. But other than that, it was very straightforward to cut them off the runners. Very much like a model kit, so it was kind of cool. Now at this point, you would obviously paint it. So here's kind of the colors that he's chosen. You can see, painted the feet, the hands, the midsection, and the circle piece in red. The rest he did in white, and then the face piece done in silver, and then the eyes in blue. Of course, you could choose your own color scheme and whatever you want to do, but you would want to paint it before you assemble it. Once it's dry, now we'd start assembly. So I'm just pretending like we did. And there are side-specific pieces. So this leg, you can see there's a bump out right here on that end. So that's going to be his right leg. So go ahead and take the foot. That's just going to peg in there. Right. Next, we'll take the thigh. You can see there's a small cutout ridge on the back. That's how you know that's the right one. So that's going to just plug in. There's a little clip system there. Really cool design for these joints, but that's just going to push in and attach like that. And by the way, I wanted to mention, he sent me this practice one just to practice assembling it so that I would know how to do it once I put it together. And thank you for sending this practice part. All right, so that's one leg, so we'll just do another one like that. Same thing. Right now that we have that, we can attach these. So this attaches with this hole towards the back. You can see that's how this one is. So make sure you attach it with the hole on the back. And these, again, make sure it's all cleared. Actually, I had a little piece of plastic in there. So make sure you clear all the plastic before you do this. And then get that on the ball joint. Very nice. And again, make sure the plastic is all cleared. And get that in there. And there you go. All right, next we'll take care of this. And actually, I'm going to assemble the upper body before putting this on. So this is the front. So we're going to take this piece right here. Make sure you cut a nice smooth edge for the other pieces, but don't cut off these tabs. And that'll allow it to sit flush on his chest. So we can line that up, give it a push, and that's in there. Right? We'll take his arms. Go ahead, and these are also side specific. So make sure you get the one with the bump out on the side and the cut on the inside. And this will attach, and this also has a small notch on the back. That's how you know it's the right side. So get that pushed in, and again, gently push it in. It does snap in place, so that works. Go ahead and take the hand, and you can see I have a little bit of plastic here, so I'm going to cut that away because you don't want that extra plastic there. All right, get that ball joint in there. There you go, there's the arm. Now you can take this, plug this into this ball joint. Again, make sure it's clear of plastic. And we'll do the same thing on this one. Then we'll take care of the head. So for the head, take the back part here. That'll fit around. Actually, first put this on the ball joint. So you can see there's a ball joint. Get that on, and then you can slide this. And again, make sure there's no material. I have a little bit of material there, so I'm going to just clear that away. And then we'll assemble this. And I am going to have to take this back apart because I do want to paint it. But there you go. Last little bit. Take this ball joint, plug it in here. And there he is, fully assembled. Now he is a little bit on the loose side because it's toleranced for paint, right? This is designed to take some paint. So right now, you know, he's a little bit wobbly in a couple spots. But that's intentional. It's meant to take some paint. So let's take a look at the articulation. And I'm just going to set this one aside, but the head is on a ball joint. Up to there, down to there, rotates around, and you get the side to side. Boy, it really looks good painted. Shoulders rotate around. The friction that it's providing is from the paint, so just keep that in mind. Up to the side. Rotation at the bicep as well. 90-degree bend at the elbow. You have rotation at the wrist. This is on a ball joint. This can pop off if you're not careful, but you can put a little kiki in there to give it a little bit more resistance. But those do work. You have a ball joint here at the waist, so you get side to side, forward and backwards, and a rotation out of that. Pretty cool. Legs go up to there, really far, back to there on that ball joint, out to the side on the ball joint. He did have a cut there, so it's a nice design. 90-degree bend at the knee, and then the foot is on a ball joint, so it goes up and down, and it does tilt side to side, and it rotates. So pretty darn articulated for a little figure like this. And yes, he does come with accessories. So here's the accessories we cut out. And this is actually a spinning, blade. And he's got a little gear. But let me show you the finished ones. So here's the painted ones. It's just done in a gunmetal color. And you can put these in his hand like that. And you can also unplug the hand and attach this saw blade. I just love that. I think that's so cool that he worked that in. But yeah, there you go. The big one, the MP scaled one, does work exactly the same. There's no differences here. It's just a larger scale, scaled up to fit with an MP sized Omega Supreme. And again, designed to take paint. So the tolerances are loose on this because it's waiting to be painted. I will probably paint this one myself and put it in my MP display. And for a quick size comparison, there he is next to the New Age Optimus Prime. So you can see how he scales next to Omega Supreme. I think it's a nice size robot. So final thoughts on the NuSupply Dr. McCoy. And as always, I don't usually score these, art design pieces, but I really like this thing. I just think it looks so cool with the Omega Supreme. It'll probably look just as good with the Pangu Toys version. This is the New Age version. But also, I just like the fact that it's fully articulated. It's got accessories, it's got the saw blade and the gear. I mean, just so cool. Such a neat little thing. Almost feels like something that Dr. Wu would do, but, it's a little bit better quality than the Dr. Wu. Now, if you're interested in getting this, the link is in the description below. Like I mentioned, there's 4 options. There's the Legend scale, fully assembled and painted, or there's the MP scale, fully assembled and painted, or if you're a DIY person, there's the Legend scale kit that you can paint and assemble yourself, or the MP scale kit. And I'm going to end up painting this myself just to see how well I can do. But yeah, definitely recommend it if you're looking for a Robodoctor for your Omega Supreme. I think this is a really nice addition, really nice display piece, to go with Omega Supreme. And thanks to NuSupply for sending this many copies so I could actually take a look and understand how this thing works and actually assemble one. That was really cool. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.